Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast. And now here's the guy who's always there when vibrational shift happens. I am Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another wonderful night of Big Brother 20 coverage. What a month it's been. What a night it's been as we explore the greatest love story ever told between Fessy and Haleigh and Kaitlyn here tonight. And we've got an amazing guest to talk about it here with us tonight. Please welcome, from one short-lived season of Big Brother, the great Big Meech, Michelle Meyer. Michelle, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
So excited to have you here tonight. And you look wonderful wearing that James Maslow softball tee.
Yes. So I have two requests for my gift this episode.
Wait.
It's either a life coaching session with Kaitlyn after she gets out or a Swaggy t-shirt. But I don't know if you can yet.
Well, I promised the t-shirt to Taran also.
Darn. I guess I'll have to go with the life coaching session.
Yes. Also, let me welcome to the panel Brent. Taran.
Rob, I thought we were best friends. All right, Michelle, you're my best friend now.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, that's it. I'm changing my mind.
Whoa, my God. We have so much to talk about here tonight, and we're going to take your questions. Hashtag RHAP for everything you want to talk about on a jam-packed episode of the Power Veto Recap. And tomorrow night, we will be ready to go when we recap the eviction and maybe return of either Rockstar or Kaitlyn as we see Sam's Power app put to use. So much going on here in the world of Big Brother. Michelle, how have you been?
I'm great. Great. Nothing new.
Nothing new?
Not since I talked to you for Big Brother Celebrity. I've just been doing nothing.
Well, luckily, there's been plenty new going on in the Big Brother house. And so lots to ask you about here, Michelle. And so first off, have you been as high on this season as we have been?
Yes. It's so good.
You sound like Rockstar. Yes.
Yeah, yes, with a yes. W-A-S-S-S. Yeah, it's been a good one.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so much fun and a lot to chew on here in this episode. And I guess let's dig into it because this was really such a story that was crafted here tonight. Taran, I thought that the Big Brother editors really, the house just gave them a lot, but I feel like that the editors rose to the occasion.
Yeah. I was talking about this earlier today. I feel like I had so much faith in them to put this together. They had so much great material, and luckily this is not Big Brother Canada, so we actually did see it play out on the screen. And I was very excited. Between Fessy's dilemma, the dramatic fallout of Sam's speeches and her beliefs about how women should behave, and then the veto ceremony. There's so much great stuff going on in this episode.
Yeah, so much to go on. And again, just in defense of Big Brother Canada, let me just say that this was a much clearer narrative to be able to tell. There was a much more complicated web going on in the Big Brother Canada.
If Big Brother Canada edited this episode, it would have been about Angela
no.
and how
Taran, believe me,
Sam about the veto.
They aced it, but if they had this, they could get this. They could deliver this. Okay, Michelle, let's start off because would love to get your take on Sam. And we saw at the end of the last episode, as Michelle is sticking her tongue out, that we saw her nominations where she said that she had to put Kaitlyn and Haleigh up on the block because she didn't like how they were behaving and they were the opposite of women's empowerment. And we saw some more of her explanation here tonight. So did you agree with Sam?
No, and I am so glad that the editors like actually showed her cuddling up to Fessy, because I saw it on Twitter before and I was a little worried. I'd be like, oh, I think they're really pushing Sam, the really sweet country girl, like new Donnie or whatever, and they're not going to show that, but they did, which I was so happy. I didn't think they would. But yeah, I think she's just hypocritical and I don't like her.
Yeah, we got to see some things from Sam. We didn't get to see her talk about how Taran, the women were wearing baggy clothes. We didn't get to see any of that.
Well, I don't know. Kaitlyn was wearing a pretty baggy sweatshirt, or sorry, Haleigh was wearing a pretty baggy sweatshirt this episode. So, I mean, I did find that to be a little appalling, given that Sam gave her a warning, just like Brent gave somebody in the chat a warning last night. Yeah.
So does she want them running around in their swimsuits 24/7? I'm just so confused.
At least that's honest.
What does she want?
At least that would be honest. I don't like those baggy clothes that these girls are wearing around here. We got to see both Haleigh and Kaitlyn talk about their reactions to all this. Haleigh was upset in the diary room.
I mean, I don't want my grandpa watching this and seeing someone saying, I need more respect for myself.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, Haleigh's grandfather has to watch this, Michelle, but I mean, Kaitlyn's grandfather actually is in the house. Yes, in the backyard. He has a bird's eye view of everything going on, and he has to witness this also.
Poor Grandpa Lou. God bless his soul.
Yes, and Kaitlyn, she has to take this abuse from Sam as well.
What the was that?
I think she's
I
talking.
have a father and a brother and a boyfriend.
Yes, a father, a brother, and a boyfriend that have to hear this from Sam.
At least two of those things are true.
Yeah. 2 truths and a lie.
2 out of 3 is not bad. So, yes, and it was such an odd conversation between Kaitlyn and Sam, where Kaitlyn went up to go talk to Sam and said, it really hurts me to have you say that I'm setting women's empowerment back, and it especially hurts me to hear it from you. And Sam, I don't know what she was looking for to be offended by. She's like, why does it hurt coming from me? It's like, I don't know, because you're a woman. A woman who...
What about a woman?
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how Kaitlyn was like, where should I sit? Like,
where do you think you should sit?
Well, it's because when she said, she's like, no one's allowed in my HOH room. Only Meg, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, you kind of be like, where do I sit, master? Please tell me.
Yeah. Taran, she's like the church lady all of a sudden, Sam, that all these little floozies running around the house. Yeah. I'm going to put them all on the block. They're all going to pay.
Make them all wear blankets. Cover themselves up.
People legitimately ask permission to be in the HOH room. They're like, "Can I be here, Sam?"
Well, she said the other night, Taran, that she's like, "I'm not letting anybody up here. You can't be here without me. I have the only key." Nobody.
The most repulsive part is when she's sitting there sipping on a Yoo-hoo or whatever that gross like chocolate milk. Disgusting. I'm like, that's what you requested in your HOH room? Yoo-hoo?
Sam, that's not becoming of a lady to be drinking Yoo-hoos. You don't have enough respect for yourself or women, and in fact, it's the opposite of female empowerment, Sam. Get that Yoo-hoo out of your mouth.
Taran, so this conversation with Sam and Fessy, I thought that was so funny that they put that in there, where then Fessy went up there, and I've seen Sam talk about on the live feed that she doesn't like how these women are poor Fessy, he can't one of the guys in the house that can't control himself, and I didn't even know that Sam had this kind of relationship with Fessy.
She doesn't. It just came out of nowhere. Yeah, like it was right after this whole thing, and then she starts cuddling with him in exactly the same way that she was trying to shame Kaitlyn and Haleigh about. It was very strange, and it definitely just emphasized the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
I feel like she was getting crushed. Like Fessy's a big guy.
Yo, like not from like Twitter. You're saying like literally was crushed by Fessy.
Oh, you make me so happy, Fessy. I'm just like, come on.
But Fessy was really the MVP of tonight's episode, because then he ends up going on this hero's journey where, we thought maybe in the beginning of the season, Michelle, that Fessy might be a dud. He got the Amazon and the crap app. Well, okay, this guy's not going to get any airtime, but we did not realize that we had such gold with Faysal, because we are going to see him caught between these two women in the house. And I guess that maybe Sam manifested this narrative of this poor guy who is really just being spun around by these women in the house.
He just can't help himself. Like, that's so bad.
He's such
Den
a sweet
of Temptation
darling.
is back this season, guys. The Den of Temptation.
The Den of Temptation certainly is in full effect in the Big Brother 20 house. And so we see Fessy, and Kaitlyn talks to him, and she says, hey, I'm going to pick you because, you would save me, right? And Michelle, they shake on it. They make a deal.
Pretty shitty.
And
he needs to make sure he plays.
Yeah. And then we see Fessy in bed with Haleigh. And, Haleigh is talking about, did you say the same thing to her? But he's just like, it'll kill me. Taran, you do the Fessy voice. It'll kill me if you get house guest choice and I don't hear you say my name.
I need you to say my name. Come on. What if you don't say my name? I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he told Kaitlyn that he would save her, but he wants to save Haleigh more. So here's my question first, Taran. Did Fessy go into all of this leading Kaitlyn on so that she would pick him, so that he would be in the veto, so he could save Haleigh? Like, was it as what one of these two things happened? Either that Fessy is just a total dum-dum and doesn't know what he wants and completely conflicted, or did he have some agency in that he was dead set from the jump that he was going to save Haleigh, and he took advantage of Kaitlyn and her emotions to get her to feel like that he would save her so that he could get into the veto to save Haleigh?
I think it was a combination of both, if that makes sense. He wanted to make sure he played, and then he wanted to, I think, have the veto. He wanted to be in that position, not only so he could be safe himself, but so that he would have leverage over both of the women. And then whichever one, meaning if Haleigh gave him the attention he wanted, then he'd use it on her. And if she didn't, then he could be like, well, I did promise Kaitlyn I would use it on her, so I don't know if I should use it anymore. And that is one part of the whole scenario that the episode left out, which was Fessy essentially using it as leverage over Haleigh, saying that she needed to, stop playing with the guy's hair if she uses it on him, or if he uses it on her. So I think he wanted to be in that position.
Yeah, well, let's explore that a little bit more when we get to after he wins the veto and talk about some of the things that the show left out. Michelle, do you have a solid read on what Faysal's intentions were from the beginning?
I think he was going to save Haleigh no matter what. That's just what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
do you feel sympathy for Kaitlyn in all of this?
I love Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn's like my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's...
So, yeah, I feel bad for her. I don't condone some of her actions, like the whole boyfriend thing.
Look, she's not perfect, okay?
As a player, yeah, I feel bad for her because she really does trust Fessy and thinks he's like her best friend. Same with Tyler, so.
Yeah. So we got to the veto competition, and we saw that we get to where we have the draw, and finally we get to Haleigh, house guest choice. It couldn't have been scripted better. And she says, Fessy, he comes up and seemingly everybody should be happy. But I thought, Michelle, that Kaitlyn seemed a little put off that Haleigh was the one to pick Fessy.
Right. I mean, I'm sure Kaitlyn wanted to pick Fessy, and now she thinks that, maybe Fessy will use it on Haleigh because Haleigh picked her. Like, that's what would be going through my head.
Yeah, Taran, what did she say? She was like, this is a weird group.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great group of people. Yeah, she was very, very upset about this. She was the one who was supposed to say Fessy's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why was it weird? She would have picked Fessy anyways. Why is it a weird group?
Mm-hmm. We got to see Rachel Riley come to the house to host the veto competition. We just saw Justin Cody a couple of weeks ago to host the veto competition. Michelle, why Rachel to host this specific competition?
I don't know.
There was no connection. See, I thought she was in like a lab coat, Taran. I thought that because chemistry was, she was a chemist. Her and Brendan had chemistry. I felt like that, okay, we're going to do some sort of like, I thought we were going to do the thing where they pour like the vials in and the thing was going to explode. And Rachel.
It was similar.
Yeah. But no, instead it was the, what was it? The chop, bonk, spank machine.
Yeah. Honestly, it was probably just like the schedules lined up for this one. I don't know if it was particularly Rachel specific, unless she was like, hey, I want to be on the spank one. That's the one I want to do.
Yeah, I could see her liking saying like spank. Like, well, I love when Rockstar said that.
Yeah,
like,
Rockstar was so excited to be in this competition.
Can the spank be a little harder? Oh. Naughty.
See, that's Rachel. I feel like that was a good line.
Yes, Rockstar, out of control.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
On her daughter's birth week.
I can't believe on my daughter's birthday.
Yeah. So they totally stupid competition. Poor JC. He was getting his bell rung left and right. Scottie only had one confessional in this entire episode. He got to say,
JC gets blasted in the nads. Oh, I'm totally feeling for the guy.
JC got blasted in the nads again. Yeah. What do you think about JC with the ice pack, Michelle?
I don't remember that.
In the diary room that they had him with the ice pack repeatedly. He's like, oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, he had like bandages all over his face. Yeah.
Maybe I was like in the bathroom or something because I don't remember that part. Sorry, bad guess.
Yeah,
sorry.
no problem. What do you think, Michelle, about the Bro Fund Me? How many Big Brother contestants have a Bro Fund Me up currently?
James, maybe. I don't know. I do like all the pun twists on like apps because I feel like they've had a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
They have had a lot of bro stuff. Okay. Ultimately, Fessy is going to win this. Kaitlyn tells us in the diary room that she threw the veto. She will swear to Fessy later that she did throw the veto. Michelle, are you buying that Kaitlyn did throw this veto?
no, did you hear her song? And then she's like, I forgot the song. So no, I don't buy it at all.
Okay, Taran, what do you think?
I actually do think it's true. They had an argument afterward where she was like, I got the last one wrong on purpose. And Fessy was refusing to believe that she got the last one wrong. He was like, no, you got the last one right. And I thought she was lying. I thought she was pretending to have gotten the last one wrong. And because, that she was faking it because Fessy was so sure about it. Mm-hmm. But it turns out she actually did get the last one wrong. She claims that she did it on purpose. And she even she didn't remember what her answer was. She said, no, I said bonk. And bonk was the correct answer. So she was like, if she was lying, I think she would have known to tell the right answer to say that it was the right thing that matched up with what she was saying. But she was getting confused. She was like, I'm pretty sure I got it wrong. Maybe I did get it right. But even if I'm confused. Maybe I did get it right, but I meant to throw it. So I actually do believe that she threw this, not that she would have won anyway. Really? But I do feel like we at the very least got the confirmation that she did get that question wrong, which is against what Fessy was trying to say.
Yeah. Taran, you did get my hopes up on the live feed update this morning that I was promised that the final answer to the competition was going to be bong.
Yeah, I thought they were saying bong, but they were saying bong.
News.
Very different words, it turns out.
Yes. All right. So the stage is set, Michelle. Everything has fallen into place. Fessy has promised 2 women that he is going to use them, save them with the power of veto. He has now won said power of veto, and we end up having this wonderful moment, some of the greatest television I've ever watched, where he is going to now talk with Kaitlyn, who is very excited. I got that one just for Taran.
What is that saying?
Save me. Save me.
Oh, save me. I can't figure that out. Wait, play one more time.
Save me.
That
Okay.
is the worst piece
So-
of baby voice I've ever
Yes,
heard.
Kaitlyn is so excited because Fessy has won the veto. They did it like Bonnie and Clyde. They got away with the perfect crime. He's going to take her off the block, and it's going to be what a coup for Fessy and Kaitlyn. And, everything is going well. But suddenly, Kaitlyn is able to use her metaphysical prowess to sense something.
So I began to notice a vibrational shift in Fessy's energy.
Oh, shit.
It was a vibrational shift in Fessy's energy, Michelle.
Wow. I wish I had that when I played Big Brother, because that would be highly beneficial.
Did you notice any vibrational shifts in the energy in the house in Big Brother 18, Michelle?
I didn't. I don't have metaphysical powers, and I just don't have that third eye, but Kaitlyn's lucky, even though anyone could have seen that from a mile away that he wasn't going to use it on.
Yes. It was a vibrational shift. And so she, Fessy, Taran, starts talking about he's just like kind of changing the subject. He's like, oh man, this experiment is so crazy.
What is this thing we call life? I ponder. Victims, aren't we all?
Victims, aren't we all?
Yeah. It was so wonderful. And, she talks about how she believes in Fessy, and she's talking about how, if I get off the block, which, is going to happen because you are going to use the power veto. She is very manipulative in how she talks about things, and she's talking about not if, but when. And Fessy is just, you see him just like he's he's not making eye contact. He's looking the other way. He's got his head down. And she's starting to press him like, wait, hold on a second. Are you saying that did you promise her also? And he's like, oh, I look.
What's going on?
Look, I didn't say anything. And like the true prosecutor that she is, she ends up saying to him, okay, Fessy, I need to know, did you also tell her that you were going to save her? And Fessy gives the greatest answer in the history of all humankind to this question.
I didn't tell her I wouldn't not save her.
I didn't tell her I wouldn't not save her, which is kind of a triple negative, which is really, if you, then that, I think that just goes back to being a single negative. Again,
I didn't tell her I wouldn't not save her.
I didn't tell her
Hopefully
I
he's
wouldn't
not a
not save her.
substitute teacher.
Yeah, I think what he's saying there is he didn't tell her that he wouldn't not save her, which means that he didn't tell her that he would save her.
I didn't tell her that I wouldn't not. He definitely didn't say that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say
tell her I wouldn't
not save her. So I think that answers your question.
Your Honor, can the witness repeat that for all of the courtroom to hear?
I didn't tell her I wouldn't not say it.
What a quote. What a quote, Michelle.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's a miracle that Kaitlyn's head didn't explode right at that moment.
It almost did. I mean, this is, I believe this is the moment where when she does storm out of the room, she says she's going to go ask to leave the game and go home.
To go quit.
Yeah. So pretty close to an explosion.
Surprised she didn't sit there and like think about that phrase for a while, like trying to, like you guys did, like trying to see, is it really a negative?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Well, she knew all she needed to know from the vibrational shifts.
That's true.
And so we ended up getting into the, Kaitlyn's like, well, I threw the competition for you, Fessy. And I thought you were my number one. You're not my number one? It's like, well, I have lots of number ones.
I'm really like best friends with, other people too. And, you got out my other best friend. So.
I actually think his response to that specific question was, see, this is why I didn't want to talk about this.
Oh my gosh.
And then from there, it gets even worse for Fessy, because then he says this.
What do you want me to say, Kate? Or Kate?
He called her Haleigh. He called her by the wrong name, Michelle.
Oh, I was like, I can't hear it.
He called her, after all this, he called her Haleigh.
What did she do? I must have missed the last 5 minutes, okay?
No, I mean, that for 5 minutes straight, I think Kaitlyn was just like,
I could see her just standing with her mouth open. God.
Hold on. I'll give the impression of what Kaitlyn, she
Taran has walked off the show right now. Oh my God. I could watch that. You don't even really need Haleigh. That was like Tyler on the feeds today, Taran.
I did a Tyler impression too.
Wow. Taran's on fire with the impressions on Big Brother 20. So I don't even need Haleigh on the show. She could just be like sort of mentioned, but I could watch Fessy and Kaitlyn, give them their own show. I'm ready for that.
Me too.
I'm ready for it.
Amazing Race. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, they would be so great on the Amazing Race. Fessy would fall in love with somebody from another team. Kaitlyn would be like, all right, so we're gonna go to the end, and then we're gonna move it. It's like, oh, but what? I just want it.
Give someone else like the code or whatever that they need.
Fessy, did you give them our cab?
What?
Did you give them the cab? I didn't not give them the cab. Why are we having this conversation?
Yeah.
Joe calls her Haleigh 2 years later.
Michelle, Fessy would later describe this all as a lose-lose situation, which any casual observer of the Big Brother live feeds could have told him this going into Wednesday or going into Saturday when they played the veto.
Yeah, I don't get why he wanted to play so bad.
Yeah.
He knew he had to choose between them.
Oh. It was so I was just I was just cavitated the whole time. The whole time.
Yeah, you guys really like Fessy, huh?
I love this. This is one of my favorite storylines in the history of storytelling.
Really?
Yes. It's
a great epic.
So great. Now, okay. So Fessy has the veto. Taran, I want to talk this through a little bit. Did you feel like that Haleigh got a bad edit tonight because that from what I've heard from the live feed updates is that Haleigh was pretty lukewarm to the idea of Fessy using the veto to save her. And the episode didn't really give us that she was kind of ambivalent about it. The episode painted it as that she seemed like she really wanted Fessy to use the veto.
Yeah, they used the initial approach, which was like, of course, I'd love for you to use the veto on me. That would be wonderful. Let's like cuddle a little bit. And then they left out the other like 2 days of Fessy being like, so if I do this, we're gonna be like, you're gonna be with me, right? Like you're gonna be with me. And she's like, what does that entail again? And he's like, no talking, no rubbing the hair of another dude, you know, no doing this stuff. You gotta be with me. I don't want to see you rubbing no hairs after I use this veto. And so she was like, well, I mean, I believe her response was, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
But yeah, she's she also knew that Rockstar was potentially going to go up on the block, so she was kind of like, oh, I don't want Rockstar to go up. I know that if I stay on the block, that Kaitlyn will leave and I'll be safe. So like if you're going to be this weird about it, then whatever, I guess. Like I don't know about this.
Michelle, did you follow any of this from the feeds?
No, I just see the updates. I didn't have time this, but yeah. I don't know. I think it's kind of stupid that he's giving her like an ultimatum though. Like if he wants to work with her, like she want to save her for that, not to like not touch other guys' like hair. Like she already said she didn't want to be with him.
Yeah. It would be great if she does touch a guy's hair in the house and Fessy is like, hold on, did you just touch a guy's hair? She's like, well, I didn't say that I wouldn't not touch a guy's hair.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Sam found out and was like Fessy said that?
She would be like,
I think she'd be like, thank God Fessy's finally standing up for himself.
Glad
That poor
Fessy
innocent
is
sweet
putting
child.
his foot down finally. Tell these girls what time it is in this house.
God, I hate her.
All right,
Sorry.
well, that's great. Let's bring it all back to Sam because after all of the fireworks with Fessy and Kaitlyn and Haleigh, we come back around to Sam, who is going to have to make a decision. And Tyler, who we really haven't seen since the beginning of the episode, comes back and says, okay, we got to get Rockstar on the block. Sam, let's talk about this. What are you going to do when Fessy uses the veto? She said, well, I don't want to tell anybody about what I'm going to do. And he's like, okay, that's great. All right, but let's talk it through. She's like, no, I'm not going to tell you anything. And Michelle, Tyler was very surprised to not have Sam telling him anything.
Well, there's this one line where he was like, I'll tell you what to think. Did you guys hear that?
Did he say, I'll tell you what to think? I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was saying something along the lines of like if you tell me, then like I can like
talk it through, right?
Yeah,
like,
but it sounded like I can tell you what I think. Like,
yeah.
It sounded like that. Basically, like let's talk it through. So I can give you my opinion and force my opinion on you, like he's done before. So
yeah, yeah, and so. And he said, okay, well, let's talk about this. And Sam, her response was, I'm going to do what's best for everybody. Like, whoa, that's really scary.
Yeah, put up your best friend in the house.
She's doing what's best for the good of all the Big Brother house guests. She has a plan. Wow. And so
what a grateful dictator.
we get to the power of veto ceremony. Taran, I noticed it seems like the editors put in like an extra like glimmer on the power of veto. Did you catch that tonight? Like an extra sparkle on the power of veto. I thought that was a nice touch with such a powerful veto it is. And so Fessy brings everybody in. Time for the veto meeting. And so here we go. And did they normally give the house guests that are on the block the opportunity to give a speech, Michelle? And did I miss that tonight?
I think that.
They cut it out. They cut it out. They've been cutting out the veto speeches all season long, except for the one where Brett did his.
Yeah. I could have used Kaitlyn's speech tonight. I would have loved to have heard what she had to say.
Yeah.
And so, okay, Fessy is going to use the power veto, and he's going to use it on Haleigh. And Michelle, I think that we get a very awkward hug between Fessy and Haleigh, where Fessy is really going for it, and Haleigh seems pretty non-committal about said hug.
Right.
Taran, was that your read on the body language there?
Yeah, definitely.
No, I think she's
probably
like,
now I can't touch Tyler's hair now. This is official.
Yeah, well, I think she's like, I'm not promising too much here. You're not getting the full hug. I got to keep managing those expectations.
Yeah. Should she have gone for a firm handshake there following the veto ceremony?
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. Firm handshake and then go rub Brett's hair or something.
Yeah. And Kaitlyn really did not look happy at the veto ceremony after that happened. So then Fessy says, okay, well, now Sam needs to nominate a replacement nominee. And Sam ended up talking about, nobody knows what she's going to do. She's talking about she has to nominate somebody who is beloved in the house and somebody who's her best friend. And we get this.
And I believe that you're going to stay.
I don't think that's the right thing to do, Sam. I would never do that to you.
All right, then I'm going to put up Rockstar.
All right. Okay.
Disgusting.
It's so perfect.
Real cute.
Just like she's all right, like she's like annoyed. She's doing this like she's disappointed, but she's all right. I'm gonna put up Rockstar then. That's fine. Like she passive aggressively put up somebody on the block as a replacement on me just because she was annoyed that she couldn't do it to her best friend.
I can't believe on my daughter's birthday.
It was like such a long speech. There's a guy, I love him so much. He's my best friend in the house. I love him. He's so great. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. He's Sam, don't do it.
Oh my God, that was a good impression.
and then, all right, Rockstar, you get in the seat. That's it. I've had it with you and your noise making.
Oh, it's beautiful. I loved that they set up like another red herring where they even cut to Tyler when she said best friend. Like they've been setting up all along. Whoa, what if Tyler goes up here? I thought that was a great little touch. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, such a jam-packed night here, Meech. What a night on Big Brother.
And you didn't talk about how she revealed about the power, though.
Oh yes, then the big reveal of that she did not use her power app. She let it go by the wayside, and you will have a chance to get back into the house. Did you feel like that softened the blow for them, Michelle?
I think a little bit. Who was like the people that were like really in the dark? Like, was it just still Tyler that knew? Only Tyler?
I believe Angela and potentially Brett knew that it was I think Brett knew as well that it was going to be used automatically.
Rachel. I totally forgot Rachel existed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rachel, yeah. And she's probably the most visible of the three.
The awkward moment when Rachel Riley is like the Rachel star of the episode.
Yes. The Rachel from Vegas of Big Brother 20. Taran, I also thought it was so funny when we saw like in the fallout from the veto ceremony after it was all over, when everybody was like giving like their ending confessionals. There was a shot of Sam carrying JC out of the room. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
She was like carrying him across the room.
That's disgusting. Why would she ever touch a man like that?
Yeah.
Like, that's just gross.
Yeah. No, she's picking on the guys in the house. Doesn't have a choice. Okay. All right. So Michelle, tomorrow night, Kaitlyn or Rockstar is going to be evicted and have a chance to come back into the house. Based on your knowledge of how this will all work, you played in a season where Elfit Vic came back on 2 separate occasions. And so do you think that Big Brother will give a layup for whoever gets booted, or do you think that it will actually be a tough competition for them to return?
I think that they will definitely have a layup because they scheduled for it. I mean, they probably thought it would have been used by now. And, they plan like double evictions and stuff like that. So, there's an extra player that they need. So I definitely think that, they'll give him a layup. And I'm just excited. I hope Rockstar gives a good speech tomorrow.
Yes.
I really do. And does something shitty to Brett.
Yes. Did you like that when Brett was taking the abuse from Angie Rockstar earlier this week?
Yeah, he's a champ. I tell you what.
Brett was for not giving it back to Rockstar.
Yeah, and I mean, he's like kind of a genius. Like that was an awesome move on his part. I know that's probably a past episode, but he was like one of my top picks for the start of the season. So I'm happy now that he's finally stepping it up.
That Brett is coming into his own.
Yeah, and like for me, I couldn't be able to like have someone like in my ear like that and not freak out back at them. So good for him.
Do you think that Tyler has been a fun character to have on the show this season, or are you in the camp that Tyler has had too much control?
I mean, he's such like a likable, person that's running the game. Like most times we all hate the person that's running the game. They're always boring or blah, blah, blah. But, I actually don't mind him. And, I think he's a, good player and I'm rooting for him. So.
Do you have any other standouts from this season that we haven't talked about tonight?
Gosh, I really like JC now. Like at the beginning, I wasn't so sure on him, but I like him now.
Yeah, I mean,
same with Dayton.
He's brought a lot to the show, certainly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start to bring in some questions here tonight with the great Big Meech. This is, as you were saying, can this be the real Vegas Rachel? Yes. Here she is. She's here, and it's Big Brother 20. Michelle, will you be hosting any competitions this season?
You didn't see me in the dating app one?
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot all about that. What were your likes and dislikes? Did they get that right?
No, I am a dog person, not a cat person.
Not a cat person.
I do hate vacuums, so they got that right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And where did you go? For coffee?
Yeah, I like coffee.
Okay, so they nailed that.
Yeah, I hate yoga. I hate going to the park, so they did good.
Okay. Do you want to give us your intro for houseguestsonly.com? Hold on, let me go ahead.
You better not make me cry and then do crying things.
Wait, that's what you would say on the website?
I mean, I have a sense of humor, so yeah. Showmance.
No, you're supposed to say I'm Michelle and
what?
Yeah,
and my husband is James Maslow.
Oh, well, that's not good on the dating app.
On the site.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to BB20. How could they have a bro competition right after Winston went home? The wound is too fresh. Was that too soon for Brett to have to watch a competition with bros, Michelle?
No, I think they really I feel like they just play up the bromance thing. Like, I don't really think they're that hurt that they went, like, that Winston went home. Like, yeah, it's his best friend, but I don't think bromances are an actual real thing.
Michelle, why is bro terminology so prominent on Big Brother? Because it really seems like that there are a ton of competitions and there was a theory. Oh, well, it's Big Brother, so everything is bro. But there's like fraternity paddles and San Brose, and it just seems like the theme of the season isn't bros. Why are we leaning so hard into bro stuff?
Because CBS is sexist. That's why.
So they're setting male empowerment back. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they're trying to win it back for sure. No, I honestly don't know. I don't know.
It's because their futuristic technology is from the late 90s, early 2000s when bro culture was a big thing.
Yeah.
They are literally in a time machine from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I've never heard of bro culture in my life. What is that?
You don't want to know.
It's ultimate frisbee and
yeah, a lot.
Is this an actual thing I can Google? Like 1990 bro starter pack?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to, but it's probably there.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Okay, let's go to this question. This is from Ben, who says, Chomp Bonk Spank, a.k.a. CBS. Only on CBS. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Lola says, has there ever been a season with more house guests wearing bandanas? Taran, have you noticed a surge in bandanas this season?
There's definitely a lot of them, but I feel like that tends to happen. I think it probably depends on which season they show before the season, or which seasons they know before the season. Because people like Dan, they wear the bandana, and then people are, oh, I'm going to be just like Dan, and I'm going to wear a bandana.
Well, I feel like that people are trying to go back to some of the original Big Brother bros, the Four Horsemen, who really popularized the mandana in Big Brother 5.
The mandana.
Yeah, that was the thing. Jason Scott Long really they went hard with the mandana. This is from Scott, who says, did Sam's vibrational shift on female empowerment tank her chances of winning America's favorite house guest? Meech, do you think that Sam is going to be out of the running for America's favorite house guest, or do you think that this will just be a blip on the radar?
I could see it being a blip on the radar because I feel like all of the past, like, America's favorite players are all like Southern people. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but if you think about it, it's always America's favorite person is like someone from the South. So I don't know. I think people will still think she's America's sweetheart, and forget about that. So I don't think she's out of the running yet, even though I wish she was.
Yeah, Taran, I'm not sure if this is going to really stick against Sam.
Yeah, I don't think it's enough. I think that they showed more than I thought they would. And she definitely didn't look great, but I think it was a lot of this was like kind of sympathy for Haleigh more than it was blaming Sam. And she did get to talk about her reasoning and probably the best light that she could have in the diary room. And we didn't get as much of the very poor explanation of it in person, like the men can't help themselves and they're wearing baggy clothes.
I wish we got that though.
Yes, and I think what we saw in the diary room is something that when I first talked about it on the live feed updates, there was I thought surprising amount of people, even in the chat, and there were people on Reddit who were like, no, these are the values, and she's just expressing her opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think there's going to be a decent amount of people that heard what Sam had to say in the diary room, and they're going to be like, yeah, I think that too.
Yeah, but what if a man said that? It was like, a woman belongs in the kitchen, and a woman blah 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 blah. Like, it would be totally different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it would.
They wouldn't be like, oh yeah, those are his values. They'd be like, he's a what's that?
Male chauvinist pig.
Yes, that.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this will be kind of a blip. I think that she'll be back to and then like the people who don't like this will probably forget about it later on. But I do think that this might have bumped her from the top spot. But she'll have a chance to come back. Bonked her, yes. And but I think she'll probably be in the top 3 if she makes jury.
Okay. This is a question from Jason on Twitter. It says, Sam is the biggest wet blanket ever, telling the house guests about the power. Lame. Michelle, do you feel like that Sam had some say in what she had to say? Do you think that they told her maybe like, hey, you should bring this up at the veto meeting that one of these people are going to go home, or do you feel like that was probably her decision 100%?
I think it was her decision. I think it did lessen the blow. Like, I think the fact that she's like, listen, like, Rockstar, blah, 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 one of you two is staying, like, or two of you can stay. Like, at least she was, letting them know that they still have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it was good.
Yeah.
On her.
Taran, you feel like that was a Sam joint?
Sam joins.
Yeah, that she came up with that herself.
I don't know. I guess so.
All right. This is a question from the great Paul Borges, who says, how hilarious would it have been if Fessy said the wrong name during the veto meeting? Taran, could you imagine? It was like, oh, I meant Kaitlyn. I mean, I said, oh.
Wait, no. What a crazy experiment this is. Wait, hold on. Hey, I mean, no, it's, I did not say that I wanted to veto Haleigh. Men.
I can just picture him in the DR. You know how many times they probably have to re-record it because he keeps messing up the names, and he probably just gets so flustered in there.
All right, let's do another question or two and talk spoilers heading into tomorrow's vote. This is from Roy, who says, didn't Sam say nobody can change her mind last episode? Seemed like JC didn't have to do too much to change her mind. Well, Taran, in fairness to Sam, when Tyler's in there and hey, let's talk about it. And she's like, no, I don't want anybody to talk about it because, well, I think we saw pretty clearly why she doesn't want anybody to talk to her, because once she hears a dissenting opinion, she folded like a cheap suit.
Yeah, she said she looked at him and she just couldn't go through with it. So she went with the other option. It's insanity. She clearly that is her defense mechanism, that she can't talk to anyone about it. Otherwise, she will be swayed in a particular direction. And there you go.
Yeah, Michelle, this is a question that a lot of people have had these last couple of days, where we started to hear the buzz that, okay, JC talked Sam out of putting him on the block at the veto meeting. And there was a lot of people on social media like, hey, that's not allowed. There's no talking at the veto ceremony. You have to let the veto holder and the HOH say what they have to say, and nobody's allowed to interrupt them. Do you know if there is any sort of rule that you're not allowed to do something like that?
No, there's not. And, you have a chance to have your speech. And I remember when I won my veto, I was almost going to use it on Frank right then and there. I almost changed like she did mid-sentence, but I didn't. But yeah, you can totally do that.
But would Frank have been allowed to say hey, hold on, let me, I have I guess that a different person that would have that would have gone on the block. Are they allowed? Are other people allowed to just blurt things out like, hey, don't put me on the block?
Yeah, not nomination ceremonies, because that's a little different, but I think they could.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fine.
All right.
I mean, you saw on TV, it's there.
Yes. And
apparently it's loud.
Mr. Robot Taran wants to know, is this the first time a house guest interrupted the HOH to prevent going on the block? Why doesn't this happen more? Real Taran, do you think, was this a game-changing moment, and will JC come back as a Big Brother game changer?
Yeah, I think Jeff Probst was watching this at home going, they are changing the game right in front of our eyes, folks. I think this is a first, and I think we might see more of it in the future.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if we even see more of it this season. The next time that when somebody's going to use the power of veto and the HOH okay, well, I have to name a replacement nom, and everybody's like, not it. Okay, well, sorry, you're the last person, Angela. You didn't say not it. I'm afraid I'm going to have to put you up on the block. Okay.
Do we ever think anyone's going to be able to look at JC and put him up? He looked like such a little puppy. He looked like he was about to cry. I don't think I could have nominated him either.
Yeah. I mean, he should do that. Come on. Don't do it. So, he's so, he gets, give her that look, that JC magic.
Yeah, he had a look.
Stay off the block.
I wish the first diary room we had seen after Rockstar went on the block was just a straight shot of JC just giving us a wink and the fist pump. Yes.
Yes. He did do the evil laugh almost afterwards. He was like, I don't know what Sam is thinking. You don't put your friends on the block. So good job, IJC. Okay, let's get into talking about some of the spoilers going on and everything coming up with tomorrow's vote. Only 24 hours away. Of course, if you are going to be leaving us now to come back and join us on Thursday night, we will be live at 10:15 Eastern Time. Kirsten McInnes of Big Brother Canada 6 is going to be joining us tomorrow night. So the Kirsten, myself, and Brent after the eviction. So there will be plenty to talk about. Okay, so that's what's coming up next if you are leaving us now. But don't leave. Come on. Just hang in there. We're going to talk about the spoilers coming up now.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
a spoiler.
Warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
spoiler
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Oh, I got bonked. Oh, we got bonked by the spoilers. Okay. All right, Taran. We have a big vote coming up tomorrow. Somebody is going to temporarily leave the Big Brother house. And for a week, where and we really didn't even talk about the vote on the episode. The episode gave you no clue whatsoever, who would want anybody out of the house. We had nominations, and then the episode was 100% about what will Fessy do with the veto. But we will explore who is going to be voted out of the house, Taran. So at this hour, 24 hours away, who are you projecting to be voted out of the house, at least momentarily?
Well, Rob, we know this week doesn't really matter because the person is probably just coming right back in. So we didn't expect much to happen strategically. Last night on the roundtable, we were predicting it's probably going to be something like a 5-5 split vote with Sam evicting Kaitlyn.
I love it that they're going to go to a split vote on a potential. But okay, that was as of yesterday.
That was last night. That was potentially the last time you heard us talk about it. This morning, though, I talked about something different because Bayleigh has officially moved over and she is now going to vote with the women of level 6 and she is going to be with them. So the vote became potentially 6-4, maybe 7-3 with Scottie on board in favor of keeping Kaitlyn in the house. And so that was what is happening this morning. But Rob, I have to tell you, it's changed again.
Yes. Okay. What are we up to now?
Now we are at a potentially unanimous vote to evict Kaitlyn.
What?
Yes.
What did she do?
Well, I reported this morning, it's almost as though Rockstar and Kaitlyn are in a race to try to get themselves evicted. They're doing their best to get themselves evicted because Tyler and Kaycee were kind of thinking, we want Kaitlyn out. We don't like what she's been doing. We kind of want her gone. And so they were like, okay, let's evict Kaitlyn. Then Rockstar talked to Angela and told Angela that she was coming after Brett and Tyler. Angela went to the rest of them and they were like, okay, never mind.
Kaitlyn was coming after Brett and Tyler?
No, that Rockstar herself was coming after Brett and Tyler. Right. Like she told Angela, who obviously told the rest of level 6, and it got Rockstar nearly evicted. And then after Tyler told Kaitlyn, look, just chill. We've got the votes. Don't talk to Haleigh and Fessy. They're not voting for you. They're campaigning against you. Just don't do anything. Don't talk to them. You just need to chill. She went straight to Haleigh and Fessy. Yes. She went straight to Haleigh and Fessy, and Haleigh told her, hey, those girls were trying to get you out earlier in the week. They're trying to trick you right now. And that set Kaitlyn off. And then this morning, she went up to Angela once again, the person on the block ruining their chances of staying by talking to Angela. And she was just kind of mean to her. She was like, I know you girls were trying to get me out earlier in the week. And Angela was just like, who the F are you right now to be talking to me like that? We are keeping you in the house. So Angela decided to go to Kaycee and they talked it over and they were like, you know what? Screw her. We want her gone. We never liked her in the first place. She's too erratic. She's been talking to Haleigh and Fessy. We don't like that. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's evict her. Let's keep Rockstar. She's useless in this game anyway. It doesn't matter. And Kaycee got on board. They tried to talk to Rachel. Rachel was very against it. She remains very against it, but she couldn't convince them otherwise. Bayleigh got on board. This is very beneficial for Bayleigh, so she was very happy about this. And Tyler was like, you know what? Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
He just accepted it. Yes, Brett had already been convinced by Haleigh the day before, and he was just going along with the alliance to get rid or to keep Kaitlyn. So the credit for this needs to go to Haleigh for doing very well in her campaigning for Rockstar, between what she did with Kaitlyn, getting her to spill information and open her mouth, convincing Brett so that Brett didn't have an objection to this. So I think that Haleigh is really most responsible for this, and her and Bayleigh are going to benefit a lot from it.
Okay, so I want to go back to Michelle, who has brought up Brett on a number of occasions. Brett, mother effing Brett. Now, Michelle, is this your new favorite castmate from Big Brother 20?
No, I already told you Kaitlyn's my favorite.
But that I feel like that we're hearing a lot about Brett from you. You have a lot of questions about Brett.
Yeah, because I think he's a good player.
Good player?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes, he's too
not
muscular.
He is not a somebody that Big Meech is looking at as a new James Maslow type figure. No.
Not man.
Okay.
Meech, I cannot believe you're calling Brett, of all people, that guy. I know that guy. He goes into clubs. He says he can buy the place. You think that's a good player? A bully on my daughter's birthday, Meech?
Micro penis.
Micro penis.
Yes. Okay, that's why. You forgot. Meech forgot about that. Okay. All right. So, all right, Taran. But I love this. I don't care. This is the 1 week I'll root for Kaitlyn to be evicted from the house, because how great will it be? Because it would be, okay, Rockstar gets voted out. She comes back in, and it would be great to get her come back in.
That's cute. Real cute.
And then she comes back in. She'll be mad. She'll be mad. But to have Kaitlyn come back, and then the legend of Kaitlyn, how she manifested this whole thing.
Yeah.
Of everybody counted me out. Here I am, 4'11", came into this house. Nobody thought I could do anything. Won HOH, voted out Steve. I had to stand up for women and voted out Swaggy C. Got on the block. Won my way back into the house. That the legend is, she will take so much credit for it, Taran. It will be wonderful.
Rob, listen to this sequence of events, right? Kaitlyn comes into the house. She's with the Faute side. She gets into this love triangle with Fessy and Haleigh. Fessy is her best friend, but she's upset because he has a crush on Haleigh, and that gets her into some drama. Tyler uses that drama to get her to flip on her alliance and keep Sam, so Sam doesn't have to use her power. The next week, Tyler propels that drama into her backdooring Swaggy, which pisses Fessy off. Then 2 weeks later, she's in a position where she needs Fessy to win the veto and use it on her. She throws the veto to Fessy in order to get him to win and use it on her, but he doesn't use it on her, citing the Swaggy drama as the reason why he can't use it on her, because he also has a crush on Haleigh, and he needs to use it on Haleigh to save her. And now she's going to be voted out because she can't keep her mouth shut, because she keeps running back to Haleigh and Fessy, and she's going to get voted out. But the one saving grace is that when she flipped to keep Sam, so Sam didn't have to use her power, the power is now going to come back and save her, and she is going to say, I saw this coming. It was my destiny. I knew that I shouldn't use
that Shakespeare Hamlet book and rip it up. This is the new greatest drama in the history of mankind and womankind and all of the metaphysical practitioner kind.
Wait, can you elaborate what she was saying when she was hearing voices?
When she got a hit?
What?
When you're talking about when she knew that the bros went up to Scottie's room and tried to put her up on the block when she got a hit?
No, on the live feeds today, she literally was saying that she hears voices sometimes.
Yeah, she hears
Kaitlyn,
voices,
you are not allowed to talk about production.
No, like legit in her head. Like she's crazy.
She has spirit guides that give her hits, and those are voices in her head, actual voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Kaitlyn, didn't Nicole say that the Big Brother house is haunted? Michelle? I pulled a Fessy.
Wait, what?
I pulled a Fessy. Didn't Nicole say that the Big Brother house is haunted? There's ghosts in the Big Brother house?
I mean, it was really creepy. I remember one night it was so scary. Like we all fucking screamed and like Tiffany said she saw someone with like a towel on their head. It was really scary.
Oh my God.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It was creepy. Like it may be like I think someone died in the studio.
Oh my.
Yeah, like there's some like truth behind it.
Oh no. All right. Taran, get us out of this. Scary story from Big Meech.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So, Taran, this will be really exciting. The only thing that could top all this is if we could get Kaitlyn to win HOH.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be so fantastic, especially because she has now been made aware that the rumor is that she doesn't actually have a boyfriend. And so she's like, oh, that's so funny. They're like, no, we think that the guy in the picture is actually your brother. And she's like, oh, just wait. The next time I win HOH, I'm going to ask for a picture of us kissing. And we know how her now ex-boyfriend feels about his photos being used in the Big Brother house. So yeah, that picture is not going to be coming. And as I mentioned this morning, that means that is just going to confirm to everybody that she was lying. They're going to be like, oh, you said you were going to get a picture of you kissing. And oh, guess what? There's no pictures of him at all this time. And then she is going to go, oh my God, did he break up with me? He's no longer sending me anything. He must be upset with my obviously terrible behavior. And she's gonna be in tears that her boyfriend is breaking up with her.
I think you've made one leap too far. It'll be, I know my boyfriend is trying to save my game, and so he's trying to help me out because he knows that it'll help me, just like he's posting on my Instagram about Fessy. She will convince herself that the boyfriend is somehow, there's a valid reason that supports everything she's doing in the house, and that's why he doesn't want to blow up her game by adding.
Told him.
Yes.
Not.
She will know. Like that's the thing. She has all this intuition that always leads her to the wrong thing. She's like Inspector Gadget. She's always gonna end up doing. Yeah.
I just think it would be so perfect because they would not believe her. They would think that she made up a breakup in order to get out of this lie that he was really actually her brother. And I think that would be amazing. But I mean, you're right. She would just be like. Yeah, like, oh, this is fine. I mean, what they should really do is let him write a letter to her. I think that would be appropriate. But I don't. They're not gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, we just got to get her to the jury. When? How close are we to the jury, Taran?
Jury starts at top 11. We're down 3 people, so there needs to be 2 more people evicted. So if Kaitlyn leaves and then comes back, we'll need 2 more evictions with her not leaving.
That's so many still. I feel like this season's already been
99 days. Michelle, should Kaitlyn, if she gets out of the house, should she get a week of immunity?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm on board. I'm on board.
She's good TV. That's what I like.
Start the BroFundMe for that. Okay. Let's get back to some questions here with Michelle. Mr. Robot Taran wants to know, Rob, are you going to buy some Swaggy C merch for Big Meech?
He hasn't even made it yet. I've been looking.
Oh no, I mean I've seen Swaggy C shirts are out there.
Oh really?
Why, you want a Swaggy C shirt?
I'm good. I think he'd send me one if I asked him.
If you have $24.95, I think you would.
Are they really that much?
Yeah. I feel like that Swaggy C is tweeting too much, Meech. I feel like that he's really he's really getting out there with the haters and really mixing it up. And I think that's never a battle you can win.
He did a sweet post for Bayleigh today, though, on Instagram. He did a Woman Crush Monday with a whole bunch of pictures of Bayleigh.
Woman Crush Monday? That's not even
Woman Crush Wednesday,
okay.
sorry.
I was going to say, that's not even a thing. But
Woman Crush Monday.
Yes. Okay.
I thought you were like railing against this whole concept, but no, you're just saying it was the wrong day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to Roy, who says, should they have adjusted the power veto competition to their heights? JC had an unfair advantage. He was whacked in the balls, and sometimes the hammer didn't manage to hit him. Taran, was this unfair?
No, just like it's not unfair that Fessy will never win that endurance competition for the HOH this week.
Yes. Okay, let's get to a question from our great friend Eric Stein, co-host of the Summer of Stein podcast. Does Big Meech have any spoilers from Tyler's episode of Chop, Bonk, Spank that he filmed before he moved into the Big Brother 20 house?
I don't know what that means at all.
Do you think that Chop, Bonk, Spank was a rejected TKO obstacle?
Nah.
Yeah. Well, if it was TKO, the other people that were playing against you would be operating the Chop, Bonk, and Spanker.
TKO is a knockoff of Wipeout. It's an indoor Wipeout. Let's face it.
What I hear.
You guys remember that show?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Yes. So you are not trying to vie for the all Big Brother alumni edition of. They're not going to take all people from Big Brother 18 and put them on TKO.
I hope not.
Okay. John wants to know. John's a huge Big Meech fan. Which house guest will steal stuff and sell it on eBay?
Who stole something from the house and walked out with it?
I'm trying to remember. I feel like that there was some house guest that did it, but I can't remember who that was. Taran, do you remember?
Was it Swaggy? Did he take something?
I'm not sure.
He
gave stuff away. He gave his shirts away.
Yes, he did throw his I mean, Winston threw Sam's friendship bracelet down.
No, maybe that was it.
Yeah. Okay. Kieran has a question. Which F the two nominees? I believe that's we have a spelling error here. Which of the two nominees has the lowest chance of winning tomorrow's competition to get back into the house? Michelle, if you had to guess, who's more likely to bonk the competition? Would it be Rockstar or Kaitlyn?
Kaitlyn. She has her spirit guides to guide her no matter what. I'm sure she already knows what the competition is and is practicing for it. Let's face it.
Yeah, it would be great, Taran, if Rockstar does screw up the puzzle to get back into the house.
That's what I've been saying. I feel like there's no bad outcome tomorrow night because
Disgusting.
Yeah, because no matter who gets evicted, they're either going to come back and that's going to be fantastic, or they're going to fail, which is also going to be fantastic. And both of them will have very similar, like, explosive reactions to no matter what happens. So I'm just excited for it to happen.
Okay. Mike Zahn says, Big Meech, when they bring back the entire cast of season 18 to compete in one season of the challenge on MTV, when are they going to do that, Michelle?
Well, they have 25% of my season. 1/4 is on the challenge right now.
Yes. Are you watching it?
I missed it last night, but yeah, I've been watching it.
Are you excited? Is it fun to see all of your old friends?
Yeah, it really is. And it's just funny seeing that they're all friends now, because I swear they all hated each other.
Who are you rooting for to win?
All four of them.
All four of them?
When you're a born-bred competitor, champion, a game, you put your passion behind that. Now, it's full-on beast mode.
And that's what you get. Have you guys been watching?
I watched the first episode. I didn't see the second one.
You get the same poly DRs and the same day DRs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm confused though hearing that, because I thought Pauly was bred for Big Brother, but
bred for this.
Saying he was bred for the challenge, and I don't know. That's confusing to me.
Yeah, look, he's bred for anything. He's got a bunch of shows going on. Don't be a hater, Taran, just because these producers keep calling him.
I'm just confused. I'm just trying to clear it up, Rob. I just want to know where the bread is getting made.
Yes. The bread or the pies, Taran? Which one?
I gotta bake pies for the rest of the summer whenever I hear Zingbot's anthem.
Oh my god. That was
I gotta bake some bread also, Taran. Okay? That's where this bread doesn't grow on trees. I gotta go on a bunch of shows, okay?
All right.
Check out my brother Cody on Fear Factor soon. Also,
Is he really?
I believe that's what I'm hearing. So check that out. I believe coming soon to MTV next week.
My brother Cody.
I had been exchanging
Cody's
text
too
messages with a person appearing on it that said, make sure you get some coverage of that next week. Okay. This is from we got another one. This is TMB. Is that like TKO? Can we expect a Big Meech Angie Rockstar collaboration album anytime soon?
Wait, she's actually I thought she just ran EDM concerts.
I don't know. What if we gave you a beat? Could you, Michelle? Could you give us a?
No, the only reason I rapped that night is because we had the Outback Steakhouse dinner. And I had
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, and they had 2 big glasses.
This
of
is a
coffee
damn good
and
steak. This.
I downed it. So I don't have any alcohol in my house, but if I would, next time.
Okay. All right. Let's a couple more questions with Michelle. Meech, this is for Annie. As one of the greatest eviction speech givers in Big Brother history, I'm curious, if you were on the block and had to give a speech to blow up someone's game this season, what would that speech be?
Tyler's.
Yes. What would it be?
I would just tell everyone that he's pretty much like what I said about Pauly. Like, he's running the game. You guys should educate yourselves.
He's
like
on TKO.
Like, just exposing him.
Yeah.
And being like, you guys are all idiots if you let him stay in the game because he's going to win.
Michelle, do you have a winner pick for Big Brother 18? Big Brother 20. Big Brother 18 is easy to pick the winner.
Well, I can see Haleigh going far. I just hope Kaycee, basically everyone in my draft, it's Scottie, Brett, Kaycee, and Haleigh are all in my draft.
Okay, give us those 4 one more time.
Kaycee, Haleigh, Brett, Scottie.
Kaycee, Haleigh, Brett, Scottie. Okay. All right. Meech, any other Big Brother 20 thoughts?
I think it's so unfair that they get to like write shit in that.
Yes. What would you have written on the pin board?
Bread for this. I would have just drawn snakes all day. Let's face
Bread
it.
for this.
Yes. Let's see. I have so many Michelle sound bites also. Let's see.
No.
Michelle said this.
Like, I'm literally the worst super fan in history.
That is true.
Yes. So that was on an episode that was on the live feeds a couple of weeks ago.
What?
They showed that episode on the Big Brother live feeds the other day. It was, it was 2 weeks ago, I think, before Swaggy C got evicted. That was on the live feeds. I was watching that episode.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Just like a really emotional person.
Yeah.
I don't cry a lot now. I don't remember the last time I've cried.
I don't want him to be mad at me.
Yes. Michelle, I was watching that episode of Big Brother 18, and this is when I started texting you that I feel like that your season is underrated.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's I was watching it and I said, "Oh, this is so much fun. Like all these fun characters, Michelle, and it was so much fun seeing Pauly Calafiore was putting together the executives, and
See, he would have been my favorite if I was watching. I would have been rooting for Pauly.
And Paul was so likable, like, oh, what a rootable underdog. He should come back in another season. It was all so much fun.
James's pranks. How could we ever forget?
James's pranks. Yeah, and I mean, and Taran, I feel like that was a season where maybe like the first half was slow, but I think it was a rare Big Brother season that had an exciting second half.
Yeah, I remember talking about it and kind of feeling like I was higher on it than other people, especially toward the second half of it. But I think I think that people tend to just be like a little down. The first impressions tend to last a while, and I think that people are just kind of down overall because of the vets and then like the way the way it turned out. And everything like that, but it was a pretty good season. It was definitely not as bad as people make it out to be.
Michelle, I think if Paul would have just won Big Brother 18, then I think people would have been a lot higher on the season. I think then he wouldn't have had to come back in Big Brother 19, and we have like a whole hangover from Big Brother 18. I think that's really, we need to go back in time, with all due respect to the winner of Big Brother 18, that I feel like that we need to have Paul win, and then that'll change Big Brother. But maybe we wouldn't get this season now.
I've been saying that since 2 years ago, but
yeah. All right. Let's talk about what's coming up on Rob Has a Podcast and robhasawebsite.com. Of course, the challenge, Final Reckoning. The reckonings keep on coming every week. Paulie, who else is there? Davon, the Messiah, Jose.
He goes by Josie, though.
Josie, yes. I haven't watched it yet, but he posted a clip on Facebook that I need to watch. He said, "Look how salty I'm being here on the Challenge Reckoning." All right, here is Luke from Survivor Australia 2, Season 2. He's joining the New Zealand wrap up. So hear what he has to say with Shannon Gates talking about Survivor New Zealand, and a new season of Survivor Australia is right around the corner. Maybe one day they'll even release the cast. The RHAP B&B, Mike and Liana are back, and they are playing some games, and very fun episode of the RHAP B&B. Amon was the guest. He's everywhere these days, and lots of fun on that show. So check out the B&B, and then of course Taran will be back with the live feed update. Ominous that Scott chose a Angie Rockstar graphic. Could that be a harbinger of what's to come on Thursday? Find out when Taran is live at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, and then we will be back on tomorrow night, 10:15 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Kirsten McInnes, and Brent, we will bring you the recap of whatever happens on Thursday. Who knows? Maybe we'll even have a new HOH, or maybe we'll see that on Sunday. But maybe by the end of the show, we will know what will happen. And Kaitlyn looks very happy. Tyler looks very scared in that picture. And then, of course, if you want even more, Rob Has a Podcast. Of course, all of the Facebook groups, including our Big Brother Facebook group. Find out more about our Patreon program when you go to robhasawebsite.com/patron to see everything we have in store for you. If you are one of the many supporters of Rob Has a Podcast at robhasawebsite.com/patron, we could not do all of this nonsense without you guys. So thanks so much. And Michelle, such a pleasure. I love having you on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I was going to ask you, when's the TKO recap?
Well, we did one about the premiere, and then we haven't been keeping up. It was a battle of the sexes tonight, from what I understand, on TKO. Michelle, who do you think Sam is pulling for?
Sam, I think she wants Rockstar to stay, because Kaitlyn was
on the TKO battle of the sexes.
Oh, of course, the males.
I don't know where these women get off with these frizz booms, throwing them at all those guys. They can't even help themselves.
Wow.
She legitimately had a conversation with Tyler today where she said, "Look, I like women, but I love men. I love men. I only like women." So.
Okay. All right. Let's see. There's a question. This is from is Stacked in Florida wants to know. Please clarify. Didn't Victor get to see his goodbye messages in the first eviction? Michelle, I don't know if you know this. If you went back and watched your season, when Victor got evicted the first time,
he
did. He did.
Yes, because I remember him being really salty at Natalie's because Natalie called him a meninist or something like that. And
a meninist.
Yeah, basically saying that he treated her like shit. And so he was really salty at her when he came back.
Yes.
So yes, he did.
Okay, Taran, do you think, is it possible that we could see goodbye messages for Kaitlyn?
I don't think so. I really don't. But it would be fantastic because Tyler said he left her a very brutal one because he does not care anymore. And it would be pretty great if she saw that and then came back, but it would obviously ruin the integrity of the game. So I'm not rooting for that to happen.
Did you tell the people what he said about her today?
What did he say about her?
He said something really hurtful. Do you remember?
Don't hold out on us, Michelle.
You don't know it?
I mean, he said something. Yeah, he said something last night.
He said something to her.
No, he said. I mean, he said to JC last night that she's a dumbass girl, and he got her to backdoor her best friend Swaggy.
No, it was something else where he was like just really here. He says, no, I don't have it. Darn it.
Kaitlyn is one of my dumbass girls in the house, JC.
Yeah, it was.
Really they call me Tyler Hance. My Uncle Willie played this game.
There was the moment I was referencing. If you were watching this, the video version, when I popped my head up in that conversation where Sam was telling him about how she loves men, Rockstar was knocking on the door and she told Tyler to go hide behind the bed.
Yes,
and then proceeded to have a half-hour long conversation with Rockstar about nothing before Rockstar finally leaves, and then Tyler just kind of popped his head up from behind the bed. It was a great moment.
I came in at the end of that because I was I was following Twitter, and it was this is not a drill. Tyler is under the bed while Rockstar is having a conversation. I'm like, okay. And then Sam's like, so what kind of cake do you like? And
yeah.
Okay, wait. Here, this is between Sam and Tyler.
Yes.
She goes, I'll be damned if I lose to Kaitlyn. And then he goes, you've got to be careful. What if she comes back? She goes, then I'll beat her out again. I'll stomp a mud hole in that bitch's chest.
Yes, that was Sam who said that. Yes. And I have no idea what it means.
Yeah. Okay. So, but then they were sort of oh, that's just a figure of speech.
Yeah. She immediately was like, oh, I can't believe I said that.
That's a song lyric, everybody. That's I believe that is a Drake song. Yeah. All right. There you go. Have a wonderful night, of course. Follow Michelle on Twitter. Michelle, what is your Twitter handle?
Which ones did my sisters give me? Let's see here.
Yes, Michelle M. BB18.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had, each one of my sisters had one, and then they just shit on me on them. So
yes, I recall. I remember that. All right. Of course, follow Taran Armstrong on Twitter. He's at Armstrong Taran. I am at Rob Cesternino. Thank you, everybody, for checking us out live here tonight and in the podcast version. We always appreciate that. If you're not subscribed to us on our video platform, subscribe to us on Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook even. I think you like on Facebook. And, of course, thanks so much to Scott St. Pierre behind the scenes. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.